ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ. Welcome to another segment of Khoj Gurbani's a-sabad-a-day. Our recitation is from Asa Mahalla Chotha, Chant Kar Panjwa, the first Shabad in Kar Panjwa. And the recitation: Ik oankar Satgur Prasad, mere man pardesi ve pyare, आओ करे हर गुरु मिलावो मेरे प्यारे, घर वसै हरे रंग रलियां माणो मेरे प्यारे, हर कृपा करे गुर नानक तुठा मेरे प्यारे, मेले हरे मैं प्रेम न चाखिया मेरे प्यारे, आओ करे मन तृष्णा न बुझी मेरे प्यारे, नित आस करे नित जोबन जावे मेरे प्यारे, जम सास हिरे भाग मणि सुहागण मेरे प्यारे, नानक हर उर धारे, फिर रतियड़े मैंडे लोहण मेरे प्यारे, चात्रिक बूंद जिवें मन शीतल होआ मेरे प्यारे, हर बूंद पीवै तन बिरहो जागावे मेरे प्यारे, नींद न पवै किवै हर सज्जन लद्दा मेरे प्यारे, नानक गुरु लवै चढ़ चेत बसंत मेरे प्यारे, भलीख रुते फिर बाजड़ मेरे प्यारे, आंगण धूड़ दुते, मन आस उडीनी मेरे प्यारे, दोए नैन जिते, गुर नानक देख विगसी मेरे प्यारे, ज्यों मात सुते, हर कियां कथा कहानियां मेरे प्यारे, सतगुरु सुनाइयां, गुर विठड़ियो हाउ कोली मेरे प्यारे, जिन हर मैं लाइया, सब्बे आसा हर पूरियां मेरे प्यारे, मन चिंदड़िया फल पाया, हर तुठड़ा मेरे प्यारे, जन नानक नाम समाया, प्यारे हर बिन प्रेम न खेल सा, क्यों पाई गुर जित लग प्यारा देख सा, हर दातड़े मेल गुरु मुख गुरमुख मेल सा, गुर नानक पाया मेरे प्यारे, तुर मस्तक लेख सा. So this is a rather long passage, 5 verses. And the theme is essentially bringing back a mind that is estranged from itself. So the Guru begins by addressing that mind which is estranged, which is self-alienated, as Pardesi, a foreigner, a stranger to itself. Mere man pardesi ve pyare, call it, addressing the mind as a beloved, as a dear one. Aao kare, this is a plea for the mind to return. Har guru milavo mere pyare, kar vase hare, come home, because in the home resides the Har, yourself, your essence. And it is this Har that is eventually going to lead you to the Guru, Shabad Guru here, the Supreme Consciousness. So this is kind of a ladder, you see. You have to first integrate with your own essence, with your own mool, as we say in Punjabi. So you have to first become Pura, Puran Brahm. And then the next ladder would be Nam, which is supreme consciousness. Now, this is all conceptual, right? So, but this is to explain how this works. Then what happens? Rang raliyan mano mere pyare, har kirpa kare. The har is compassionate, and it will actually help you climb this ladder. So you will then, it is actually an embrace of the Supreme Consciousness. It's crossing the threshold. That dimension is already in you. You just need the gur, the har, to move you there. So then that happens, Gur Nanak Tutta, out of love. Tutta is to love. Tuttana is to be pleased. And then Mele Hare, that's how you meet. So the gur takes you to the har takes you to the Supreme Consciousness. Guru, Shabad Guru. So think of it as this progression. Now the Guru goes into reasons why I could not experience this divine love or this Supreme Consciousness, because prem na chakhya mere pyare pao kare. I did not experience it. Despite the fact that if I had only known of its virtues, pao kare, I did not cultivate myself, in other words, and therefore I was deprived of the experience. And then he goes into a couple of the big reasons that cause us not to be able to transcend into that superconsciousness. The first reason he provides is Man Trishna na buji mere pyare. Man di Trishna, the cravings, the addictions, the fire of desire never left me. I could not extinguish that. So this is a hint to us that this is the first precondition. Nit aas kari. My desires are constant, every day, nit, every moment. One cannot transition across the flood of desires. Then the other reason, nit jo ban jave mere pyare, because I'm chasing desires, I've alienated myself, time is slipping by. Nit jo ban jave mera pyare, my youth is slipping. And the day of reckoning is facing me in the face. Bhag mani suhagan mere pyare, Nanak har uratare. And now the Guru says the state of the mind is such that it realizes the end is near. It realizes that it did not develop the virtues necessary to make that transaction. It is now looking to the Suhagan, saying the Suhagan is really fortunate. A Suhagan is the bright soul that actually does adorn itself with virtue, because then she pleases the master, and then the transition happens. Pir rati ade mende loen mere pyare, chatrik boond jeme. Now these are the feelings, the emotions, the anticipations that a Suhagan would go through. Pir rati ade mende loen. The eyes are always moist, feeling the pain of severance, of separation. Like the rainbird yearning for a drop of the raindrop to fall into its mouth, that is the state of a Suhagan. So in other words, you have to truly long for this union. And then Man siital hoa mere pyare har boond pive. Then the mind will find solace when it receives that raindrop. Tan birho jagave mere pyare neend na pave kive. Again, the wounds of separation. Birho is that feeling of separation. Birha tu sultan. This is the feeling that must be ignited in you. It's like a wound, a bitter, sweet experience. You are longing for a beloved, but you haven't really embraced the beloved yet. That is birha. So the Suhagan feels birha. Note here that there are no desires except one, to meet with the beloved. Har sajjan ladda mere pyare gur nanak. Har sajjan ladda mere pyare nanak guru live. So when I found the har, that was the initial step of coming into union with my essence. And when that happens, a simultaneous progression into Guru, Shabad Guru happens. Chad chet basant mere pyare pali rutte. So now, in the fourth verse, now he's described how a Suhagan longs for her spouse. And the indication is to us that this is how passionately you must long for the beloved. You must have that passionate desire. If you don't, well, then you will be desiring other things. And now, Chet, this happens to be the month of Chet. This is the first of Chet. And coincidentally, we have a line that says, Chad chet basant mere pyare. This is spring, an eternal renewal. So renew yourself. Pir bajdiye mere pyare aangan tood lute. My courtyard, meaning my mind. The master is there. My mind is still wandering there in the courtyard because I still don't see it. Mane aas udini mere pyare doe nain jute. I am looking. My eyes are fixed on the path of the beloved because with spring coming, you can feel the change in the air. So after this longing, this yearning, you begin to feel a change in the mental environment. That is Chet Basant Namirut. So the beloved isn't here yet, but you have intimations, you have signs that it is close. Guru Nanak dekh vigsi mere pyare jiu maat sute. Now here, the meeting happens. Guru Nanak dekh vigsi. And the meeting is filled with joy and happiness, as when a mother is happy upon seeing the son and the son upon seeing the mother. And then what happens? This is the seeing of the Satgur. The Satgur appears to instruct you. So that is coming near to the Har, because the Satguru is a continuum. It's a spectrum. Then the Satguru instructs, you see. This is how the meeting happens. Har kiya katha kahaniyan mere pyare Satguru sunaiya. You receive the instructions. You become aware of the virtues, of the sea of virtues. Gur vithnyo how ko li mere pyare. It is so enormous, the experience, and so mesmerizing that the Guru says, I would sacrifice myself over and again for this experience, and to the Guru and the Har that caused this union to happen. And with this, sab asa har puriya, this is the fruit. Asa sab puriya, all my desires have vanished, fulfilled. Har tuthada mere pyare jar nanak naam smai tuthna. Tuthada, love, to be pleased. When the Har is pleased, the union begins to happen. Pyare har bin prem na khelsa. So here's the assertion. My dear, the game of life cannot be played without. It's a game of love. So you have to really walk with your head on your palm, so to speak. Cheto prem khelan ka chao. Kyun pai gur jit lag pyara dekh sa. So how should I find the gur? My endeavor is to find the gur, because that is the first step. So what do? Har datade mel guru mukh gurmukh mel sa. You make a petition to the Supreme Consciousness. You plead for it to bring the gur to you. And then Guru Nanak paya mere pyare. Paya, it results in meeting the gur. Dur mastak lekh sa. It is divine grace, which means also that my human destiny is fulfilled as a result. So we have to engage with the Guru first. The Guru then brings a union about with the Har. And then from there, you enter into the portal. You become a Panch. Panch Parvan, Panch Pradhan. You reach the highest supreme state of consciousness. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh.